Mountain View Estate. Then it goes all the way to Kiwasco Tomboya. There's that bend. You bend in under towards the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital.
This part here.
Okay.
Yes. Part of Bigos Ward has been taken to
Kwa majina naitwa Willy Otienda. Mimi ni mmoja wa wanamuungano wa wanavijiji. And today tuko hapa Mama Grace Got courtesy ya training ya Slum International, muungano wa wanavijiji, Kisumu County and the Maseno University fraternity. Tumekuja hapa leo for the vulnerability mapping training workshop. Kuongelea mambo ya climate change na climate actions na venye tunaweza zitatua. So before the vulnerability mapping, the core researchers team were admitting at Mama Grace Got for a 2-day training to be empowered and to be capacity strengthened on the upcoming research on the vulnerability mapping.
My name is Charity Ongaki and I'm from the community, working as a co-researcher in this project. And from the training as a co-researcher, we've got to learn about mapping, and we've gotten to know the 7 wards that we'll be working with as co-researchers. And from this, we are expecting to understand the areas we're going to cover as we do our data collection. And from the community side, we're expecting that this data that will be collected will be used to roll out policies and solutions to the risks that communities face for a better livelihood.
So that is the boundary of Shauri Moyo Karoleni coming this way.
I'm Lucia Paul, a student in Maseno University that year. I'm pursuing urban and regional planning with IT. Now in this project I'm a co-researcher. It is about mapping. From this research as a student, I expect more skills to build my career, and we have been taught different tools of data collection, mapping also, and it is going to build my career, to add more skills on my career.
My name is Emmanuel Mideme. I'm from Maseno University, School of Planning and Architecture. And we here are running this project of trying to map community vulnerabilities to climate change within Kisumu. We are covering about 7 wards in Kisumu. We've been here since yesterday trying to conduct some training of the research assistants and co-researchers drawn from the community, just so that we are able to better understand the process, what is involved, to understand the kind of instruments or tools we are going to make use of in data collection ahead of deploying these tools or sending our research assistants and co-researchers to the field. So we began yesterday. We had 2 tasks yesterday. We trained the research assistants and co-researchers on household interview administration. So we took them through the tool. We also took them through a second tool, which is the focus group discussion tool, just so that they can be able to familiarize themselves with the content of that tool. Now today, which is the second day of our training, we're covering 2 things. One, we are taking the research assistants and the co-researchers through a participatory community mapping process. Now here is where we get to use large-scale satellite imagery in order to identify the boundaries of the various communities we're going to work in. We also are using those imagery to map out the key assets within each of those communities. By key assets, we mean installations such as public schools, hospitals, churches, playgrounds, and other open grounds that can be used in times of emergency, particularly emergencies instigated by climate change, such as flooding. So if there is flooding in Yanenda B, for example, do we have a public primary school where we could shelter people temporarily? So those are the key assets of the community. Now, the other thing that we're doing, the third thing we're mapping out today, when we look at each and every community or ward, is that we are trying to pick out the key landmarks in each of the wards. So what are the key landmarks that we can use to orient ourselves or to identify the facilities within that community? And then the fourth item that we are going through, we are trying to have our research assistants familiarize themselves with, is to pick out or to map out the key areas of vulnerabilities that are associated with climate change. So when we say, for example, that there is flooding in central Kisumu, which are the areas associated with flooding? Is it Bandani? Are there areas around Osoma Beach, and so on and so forth? Now, why are we doing this? Ultimately, our aim is to facilitate a process of community-led climate change vulnerability mapping. It means that we will be facilitating the community members to identify what the problems associated with climate change are within their communities, map them out in space, identify what projects have been going on about solving some of these problems, and more importantly, propose new projects or new solutions that can be implemented in order to, make the communities adapt better or be able to live better with a changing climate. So that is what we've been doing. This is a project that eventually aims to expand to the entire Kisumu County. It's about having communities participatorily, map out the key vulnerabilities to climate change as a way of doing climate change adaptation planning, so that people can be able to implement projects